Everybody, and welcome to General Mechanics Part 2. I'd just like to make one apology actually in regards to the first video. When I'm showing you with the cover off, I'm there saying carbon build-up. I actually meant to say like oil build-up deposits and varnishes. So I don't know what I was thinking there. I think my brain was still in work mode. And yeah, so I do apologise about that. But anyway, let's crack on. We're going to start now by prepping the rocker cover ready for paint. And this is totally optional for you. You can just skip this video and then go to the refit of the gasket if that's what you're intending to do. But I just thought I would just give it a little bit of zhazz, as they say. And what I'm going to do, again, totally optional, you don't have to, I'm going to save the lettering here in silver because it is really good, none of the paint's flaking off. So we're going to use some masking tape to protect that. If you want, you can just sand the whole thing down ready, or you can even strip it with a paint stripper. I'm not going to do that because this rocker cover, is in such good condition, none of the paint's flaking off. So I'm just going to go straight ahead with some roughing up paper, or like a sponge as you call it. And I have just bought a sheet of it from Halfords that I've had for quite a long time now. It does take a while to use it all up. It's basically just like a Scotch Brite type material, and you can cut it to all different shapes to get into, you know, the little divots and all that. So basically you just want to start giving it a good old rub really, and all this does is just scratch the surface up ready for the new paint. You'll probably see it start changing colour. That's as it gets down. It takes a little bit longer than what it would if you were just paint stripping it, but because it's not flaking, I'm going to get a really good finish when it comes to put the crinkle paint on. You know, you might as well, if you can save something and reuse it, it's going to save you money all round. So I'll bring you back after I've been rubbing on this for ages, and I'll show you how to do the masking off of the Honda sign. So I'll see you in a minute. Right everybody, welcome back. We're at the stage now where we are going to pre-clean the rocker cover now. You can use brake clean if you want. I prefer these panel wipes from Halfords. You get I think it's 10 wipes for $1.49. I've never had an issue with them. I've used them on all the bodywork I've done in the past. Let's just get one out. They last quite a while, and now they've actually changed the pack so it can be resealed, because the ones before, once it was open, so if you didn't use all of them and give it a matter of days, and they would dry out because they lose their alcohol, you know, soaking on them. So we're just going to give it a really good wipe down now. When you sand in, you want to get right into all the nooks and the crannies. If you don't, you're not going to get a good finish when you put your wrinkle paint on. As you can see, already that's quite dirty. It took me a while to sand it down because obviously I wanted to save the Honda lettering, because I'm going to tape around that, and then we're going to do the red. We can unmask it, and then we can have the silver lettering behind. I know it's not, you know, OME original, that's how they do it, they just spray the whole thing, but you know, it's all about personal taste at the end of the day and what you like. You know, you've got to be individual in these things, but you know, I'm sticking with the OME red because I think that's nice on the Hondas. I've done a lot of research on it. It seems to be what everyone does. I've seen a few doing gold and blue, but I think silver and red go quite well. And let's get another wipe out. Probably end up using a few of these. Really gonna have to get a tripod for this camera, I think, so I can carry on and do stuff and film for you guys. Hang on a minute. There we go. Back in. I shouldn't have put the cover down, I don't think. There we go. Right. So round two. Don't think I'll need another one, so I can get away with putting the cover down. So just make sure you get into all the nooks and the crannies. Give it a really good wipe down. I mean, you can still see I'm getting dirt off it now, even though we did give it a really good wipe down. Getting all these screw holes. Just make sure you get the whole issue clean, because that wrinkle paint, the slightest bit of dirt and it won't stick properly, and then you'll regret it afterwards. Depends what sort of job you want. If you just want a quick job, then the first wipe would have done alright, and then just a bit of tissue with a little bit of water on it, or a paper towel. Any of that sort of stuff will work well. I actually use a bit of washing up liquid on a paper towel when I do some cars, and I've never had an issue yet. Yeah, I know you are meant to use panel wipe, but if you've not had an issue with something, I don't see the point. You can carry on doing it the way you've been doing it. Not only that, it's a lot cheaper using washing up liquid. And like I say, I've never had a problem yet. So we're going to give this a really good wipe, and then once we're done, you're going to let it dry for about 10 minutes, just to let all the alcohol evaporate, and then we'll start doing the stickering on of the masking tape, then ready for the spraying, which I'll do out in the shed in a bit, and I'll show you what you need to get the perfect results. When we come to spray the rocker cover, I'm going to do it my way, the way that I found works, because I did it on some panels many years ago with black crinkle paint. You can follow the instructions on the tin if you want. The way I do it, you just get a few more crinkles. So, you know, it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to be your guide, and you can, you know, sort of go away from that and just use mine as a reference. But, you know, you'll probably end up seeing the results that I get, and probably want to go down the road I got. So, you know, right, so I'm going to just let this dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do the masking tape. Hi everybody, and welcome back. Right, I've put some masking tape down over the Honda logo now. You can do it two different ways. You can use some sandpaper and very gently sand the edges away until it comes off. But I'm going for the Stanley blade route. I've never had an issue with it yet. You can buy packs of these Stanley blades from Prop Job. They're like 50p for 5, or you can go to Pound Shop. Believe it or not, when I was in there the other day, I couldn't believe it. You can get 10 blades for £1. And it comes with a little hand holder as well. Not the full size blade, but a little hand holder just to make it a bit easier. But you know, I'll persevere. I'll cut this out, and then I'll bring you back with what it looks like afterwards. Hi everybody, and welcome back. We're now at the stage now where I've cut around the masking tape on the Honda logo. This is as good as it's going to get. I'm not particularly worried about it. And I've done the filler hole and just cut around that. Masked each of the spark plug tubes off. Ready, because I don't want any paint to get down into there. I'm going to mask up these as well. I don't see the point in loading these up with loads of paint. And then you will join me in part 3, where we will be in the shed getting ready to paint. So this is General Mechanic signing off.